Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and we have another Spotlight Hour now on Pokemon Go. We have Magnemite Spotlight Hour 5 or 6 Spotlight Hours in fact this week, and this is the third of those Spotlight Hours, Magnemite being featured, which is actually a really cool electric type. It isn't boosted this event though, so we're full odds shiny of 1 in 512 for Magnemite, but we've started this event halfway through. We are doing the last half an hour of Magnemite Spotlight Hour this evening, and then we're going to be playing the next half an hour after the Spotlight Hour is finished. We're going to be playing the Shockingly Good Time event, which is of course where we've seen the surprise release, in fact, of Mimikyu in the wild, which is awesome. So hopefully we can find some of them. Hey Surui, how are you? Thanks very much for joining. So Magnemite's actually quite a nice little electric type. Its evolutionary form, all good, yeah, all good here. Thanks for asking. But yeah, Magnezone is actually a really good electric type, and especially in its shadow form. Shadow Magnezone is quite high up in the electric typings, probably in the top 10. And it's quite a nice little budget option. Easy to obtain the candies, and of course if you haven't got enough Magnemite candies, then this Spotlight Hour is perfect for you. It should be relatively easy to catch. And if you Mega Evolve a electric type, which we'll do just now, so if we go electric and Mega Free, and let's Mega Evolve that shiny Ampharos, and this will give us additional candy for anything that we catch with the same typing. So anything that's Dragon or Electric, mainly Electric it will be during this event, we'll get additional candy for it. So that even counts for the likes of this Pikachu. Now, of course, mentioning Pikachu, it was Pikachu Spotlight Hour last night on Wednesday night, and it clashed with Regidrago Raid Hour. We weren't live for that one, but we did play a bit of it while I was hosting the Raid Hour, in between walking to the Regidrago raids. But I don't think there was as many Mimikyus spawning that Spotlight Hour as what people were hoping. I think they were hoping for a 50-50 split. It tended to be 10 Pikachus, 1 Mimikyu sort of ratio during that Spotlight Hour. So yeah, I think people wanted to see more Mimikyus. We're a little bit disappointed with that hour. But still, it's cool to see Mimikyu in the game. So make sure if you are joining us for the first time, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well, turn that notification bell on. And we're going to be live for around about an hour tonight, playing the rest of the Magnemite Spotlight Hour, and then on to the Mimikyu search. Hey Jonathan, how are you? And do let me know in the comments if anybody's got any decent Mimikyu this event. I think I've had a couple of 96 Mimikyus. This one was up there with one of the best CPs that I've found, and also one of the best IVs that I've found. A 1992 wild Mimikyu, and it's 15, 14, 14. That's probably the best all-round Mimikyu I've found this event. Absolute garbage. Now don't forget as well, Mimikyu is available on research tasks during this event, and we'll be getting a few of those from the Pokestops as we're walking around, trying to find the Mimikyus from there. It might be the best way to get the hundo from those research tasks, because of course the minimum you can get off a research task is 10, 10, 10. Therefore, there's around about a 1 in 128 odds of getting, or 1 in 264 should I say, of getting the hundo from the research. 1 in 264 or 1 in 256? Could be 256. Beg my pardon. So let's have a look here. We have also got Mimikyu on the nearby notification. As you can see there, it highlights, even if it's miles away, it highlights where there's a Pokestop with a Mimikyu nearby. Now that doesn't mean Mimikyu isn't going to pop up every now and again in between spots and in between stops. It just means that there's one nearby that Pokestop. So it's a safe bet. You can do that on your Pokedex. You can track a Pokemon, but you can only do it on one Pokemon at any one time. So if there's anything you want shiny, you can head into your Pokedex, turn the tracking on, and it will notify you when there's one nearby. Even if you've not got the game switched on, it will come up in your notifications on your phone saying that there's a Pokemon you're tracking on your nearby, and you can head onto the game and see how close it actually is to you. So it is actually a really, really cool function. Something we brought in the game probably about this time last year, to be fair. And I'll just show you how you can go ahead and do it. So if you did want to do it, for example, with Magnemite, wouldn't recommend it during a spotlight hour. But let's say you want to do it with Magneton, something that's not going to send alerts crazy. You can turn on the alert button there at the side of the typing, and basically you'll get notified for every single Magneton that you see on the nearby. But we don't want that. We want to track Mimikyu. So let's make sure Mimikyu is turned on still. There we go. It is still turned on because we didn't confirm a Magneton. Sometimes you have to turn off what you had previously tracked before it confirms and allows you to track a new thing. So if your toggle keeps turning off every time you switch it on for a new Pokemon, let's say you do want to start tracking Mimikyu during this event, and you switch that toggle over, and every time you quit Mimikyu on the Pokedex, it keeps toggling off. That's because you need to turn off whatever else you're already tracking before turning on Mimikyu to be tracked. But yeah, it is a really, really cool function, and it does show you on a nearby there what it is, and however far that Pokestop is away, it brings it right to the top of a nearby, which is dead handy. I think you need Adventurer Sync on as well to track. Maybe, yeah, possibly so. Getting ready for a Lola tour next year, yeah, possibly, yeah. Mimikyu's, of course, part of that region, isn't he? So maybe that's when we'll see the shiny. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest, if we released a shiny a little bit earlier than that. I wouldn't be surprised if we've released Mimikyu in its normal form now, so that they can give us a shiny release in the Halloween event. I know that's within the same year, but maybe I'll do that. Let's just clear out this Pokemon storage. We have got an extra large Magnemite there. Let's just see if we need him for the Pokedex. For some reason it's not even allowing me on the Pokedex now. We'll catch a few Magnemites first, and then we'll see if we can get back onto that Pokedex in just a minute. So yeah, the Mimikyus that I've been seeing in the wild this event have been mostly really high CP. Haven't really seen one below like the 400 CP mark, but I've seen ones up to nearly 2000 CP in the wild, and a lot of them over 1000. So they are quite tricky to catch sometimes with them being so high CP. I've mainly been using pineapple berries just to get extra candy for it, and also been using the Ultra Balls just to make it a little bit of an easier catch. So that's my technique to go around them. So far, we've not done too bad of a catch rate. We have had some run away, but so far we've not done too bad. We've seen 123, caught 116, and obviously it's only been out since since Tuesday, or since Wednesday morning, should I say. Start of Wednesday morning, so we've only had it for a little under 48 hours. So it's pretty cool that we got that many already. But I have been keeping my eye out for them, mainly after that hundo. Just because I don't know when it's next going to be about on the event. I'm unsure whether after this event it will disappear and we won't see it until Halloween, or do you reckon it will be something that we just see rare in the wild, a bit like a gibble or an axew? I'm not sure how often it will be appearing in the wild after this event, so I'm trying not to take my chances. I'm trying to get as many as I can during this event. And I'm also trying to save them all as well, the ones that I've caught so far. I still have all in my storage. And then come tomorrow, when it's Friendship Friday, I'm going to trade them with a friend and hopefully get some luckies off them to try and get that hundo that way as well. Poipole Shiny Master Network. Yeah, it would be pretty cool, though. Shiny Poipole. Poipole's one of those really weird ones because you can actually trade Poipole, can't you? I think it goes down as a legendary and not a mythical, I believe. Yeah, Poipole is actually tradable because we got very, very lucky with Poipole. Yeah, there isn't many mythicals on that generation. Like I say, I don't know if... Is it classed as a mythical Poipole? I know it's a weird one because obviously it can be evolved, can't it? But yeah, we got very, very lucky with Poipole, to be fair. We got a hundo from a lucky trade, which was ridiculous. But yeah, it is one that can be traded. I don't know if it goes down as a mythical or a legendary, I'm not too sure. Oh, it's an Ultra Beast. So yeah, it sort of falls into the legendary category where it being an Ultra Beast, doesn't it? So it's sort of like a bit of a halfway house, really. They've made it tradable, unlike mythicals, but they've made it so that you can only see one or two. I think everybody got a Poipole for free, and then you could buy a ticket which give you a second one, I believe. Not long after it first came round. I think there was a ticket research which I didn't buy because I'd already got the hundo from that lucky trade. So I didn't feel the need to get a second one. So it sort of saved me a bit of money there. Also perhaps would have brought it for that second one. We also did similar sort of thing with cub food, didn't we? When the Dynamax cub food came out, they released the second one on a... I think we all had one for free, and then we released the second one on a paid ticket. And they only ever had one cub food. The thing with cub food, I didn't really see the point in getting multiple. Because the evolutions of cub food, Urshifu, in both of its final strike form and the other one, it both has Gigantamaxes, so they're going to be on Gigantamax battles at some point. So I didn't see the point of having two Dynamax cub foods. Because if you evolve them, then you're going to get the Gigantamax, which will outclass them eventually. And then you're stuck with not having a cub foo. Because you can't obviously get a Gigantamax cub foo. So I've got my cub foo and I've left it as cub foo. And I didn't bother buying another one. But we'll soon find out when the Gigantamax gets released, whether that was a clever tactic or a mistake. Yeah, exactly. It seems a little bit pointless to evolve a cub foos. I've also got the challenge, talking about challenges and stuff, and the research. I'll just delete some of these rubbish tasks. I'll also tell you in a minute what the tasks are for Mimikyu, what Mimikyu can be appearing on during this event. We'll talk about that in just a second. But yeah, I've still got the special research for Volcanion, because I've never actually completed it. So I think I've got it twice now, because we had a Volcanion given to us if you brought the Go Fest ticket, I believe it was, or something like that. And then for those that didn't get the Go Fest ticket, you ended up getting a Volcanion for free research not long ago, around about February time this year, start of February. And anybody who hadn't got the Volcanion already could get it then. All those who got it from the Go Fest research ended up with it, just getting candy for it, not getting a second encounter. Tends to be how they do things like that. So we did end up with 2 different researches, and as you can see there, I've not done any of them. I've got to the stage where I need to walk with Volcanion and earn 2 candies with it as my buddy, which, with it being a mythical, it means 20 kilometers to earn a candy, unless I puff in it, of course. So that's 40 kilometers I need to walk with Volcanion. But my Volcanion's terrible. It's like nearly one of the lowest. So I don't really want to do that research, because anything that I sort of start earning buddy hearts with, I feel the need to best buddy it. And I don't really want to best buddy a rubbish Volcanion. I just don't want to best buddy it. I'll show you how bad it is, so you don't think I'm complaining for no obvious reason. So here's my Volcanion. It's a rubbish 2-star. I'm not going to best buddy that. The shiny one looks amazing as well, so I'm waiting until the shiny comes out, hoping that's better in terms of stats, and then I'll have no problem with best buddying it, and I can do that research at the same time. You don't have to best buddy it. No, I know, but a little bit OCD like that. Yeah, but I know but you have to earn 2 candies with it, don't you? So it's 20 kilometers to earn a single candy with a legendary, and the task is earn 2 candies with Volcanion as your buddy. So you'll have to walk twice the amount, which is 40k, which should complete both tasks at the same time, is what I'm saying. Unless, of course, you're puffing it, and then you only have to walk 20k. That's what I mean, sorry. But yeah, the thing with buddies is if I make something my buddy, I then have to try and best buddy it or delete it. Because when you go to buddy 1, buddy 2, it shows up forever until you do something with it, either delete it. So buddy 3 is stuff that's nearly best buddy. Buddy 4 is the closest thing to best buddy. So that's like ultra friends or whatever it is, ultra buddies. And then obviously buddy 5 is best buddies. So I don't like having too many things sat with the tag buddy 2, buddy 3 and buddy 4. I like to get them to best buddies, so that I've not got loads that I've had as a buddy and never had as a buddy since. So yeah, I don't like that being messy. That's my reason why that I'd have to best buddy it. Just because I'm a little bit weird like that. So many Magnemites. I just have a phone swing for that. Yeah, I've never done anything with a phone swing or anything. Yeah, so we'll just catch these Magnemites. We've got around about 10 minutes left. Got around about 10 minutes left of a Magnemite, and then it'll be a case of trying to hunt down Mimikyu and see what we can find in terms of Mimikyu. Now, I've tried to tactically pick a route tonight which should have the least amount of problems signal-wise. Hoping. I think it's a bit higher up, so I'm hoping that signal is a little bit better. Go on your bike, Daniel, less than 10 miles an hour. I haven't got a push bike. See, the only thing is with a level up, I know a lot of people myself who use like phone rockers and stuff, who were, you know, for like the level up and stuff, because they couldn't be bothered to walk the 200, 300 and 400 kilometers at different levels towards level 80. And I know quite a few people who brought a phone rocker for that reason. But to me personally, if I get to level 80 and I've used any technique to get there, which, you know, is like a bit of a cheap way of doing it, a bit of a quicker way of doing it, you know, cutting corners and stuff like that, like a phone rocker or whatever, it just wouldn't sit right with me, because you can never go back and do it legit. You know, you can never go back and walk that 400 kilometers legitly. And that just wouldn't sit right with me. So I've always leveled up legit. I've never done any technique which can help me level up quicker or anything like that. Because I just think you level up once and once only. You know, once you get to level 80, you either get there and you're like dead proud with what you've done, or you get there and think, oh, I did that just, you know, by sitting at home while it was on a rocker or whatever, or swinging my phone in a sock, or whatever technique you want to use. You know, it just feels a bit, doesn't sit right with me. You have one chance to level up, and I'd rather do it legitimately than use any technique to make it quicker. What are people's plans this weekend, by the way? With it being Easter weekend, I've actually finally got some time off work as well, which is awesome. So I'm off work tomorrow. Bit of a lie-in. It's the first time I've had any time off work since Christmas. It's been a long drag. So yeah, it's finally a little bit of a rest time, I think. But I've only got 2 days off. I've only got tomorrow and Monday I've got off. So basically the rest of this event. Hey, how are you? Thanks so much for joining. So yeah, I'm quite happy to be off work for the next few days. And of course this weekend, so like 4 days off now, and then go back Tuesday. So it's pretty cool. I'm going to definitely wake up tomorrow thinking it's a Saturday, I know that. Raid day, I'm probably going to be about for raid day, but I'm not going to be hosting it in my community, because with the raid day, there's 11 different raid bosses for raid day. 11. It's crazy. And I don't feel like if I organised a meetup with my community, then everybody will be wanting to do different things. So some people might want to raid Dragonite, some people might want to go to Shinx and stuff like that. And they're all like, none of the raids are higher than a level 3. So most of them are soloable. So I'm just going to tell my community that they can do their own thing. People will want different things, and therefore it makes no sense to do a organised meetup where people are just trying to point me in different directions and say, I want to go here, I want to go there, I want to go here. So I'm just going to tell people to do their own thing. And with that, I'll probably be live doing some raids around here where I am. So if you do want to join me, then by all means join me on Saturday between 2 PM and 5 PM UK time. I'll be live on YouTube doing the fashion raid day. Perhaps not for the whole 3 hours, but until we've run out of the raid passes, the free raid passes. Hey, how are you? Thanks so much for joining. How are you, Kenzie Block? Thinking of going out for yeah, I've read that one. Lucky you, I can't even get 10 players to get a community thing. Sucks, need to have 10 active players. So yeah, the community thing, I think you mean the campfire thing, don't you? I think you've got to have 10 players in the campfire group for it to be classed as a community. Our community mainly started on Discord. So it obviously didn't start on campfire. It started way before that. So yeah, that's how our community started. But I think we've got like 800 people in the campfire group for our area. And I think there's around about 300 in the Discord group, something like that. But I could probably, you know, there's probably about 30 or 40 players who are active like all year round. Most of the other ones just sort of pick up the game as and when. So, you know, if there's an event or a Pokemon that we really like that's being released, then they'll start playing the game, or perhaps they only play in summer rather than winter. So yeah, summer, there's only a handful who play all year round, like proper hardcore players as such. But yeah, it's a good group. It's a nice group of people. But yeah, it is a lot to organise and stuff by myself, because I am the only community ambassador for my group. So therefore, every event that gets organised mostly has to go through me. And it is a lot of organisation. But like I say, this weekend, they should be able to just sort themselves out. I can head out here and do some raids around here and be live streaming to you people. So that's my idea for raid day this weekend. But I'm probably going to be live on YouTube probably every day these next few days. When we're being off work, there's probably no reason not to. So I'll be live tomorrow. And I'm not too sure what I'm going to be live doing tomorrow. I'm either going to be doing the Spotlight Hour tomorrow night, which I think is Chin Chow, or I might do half and half like we have done this evening. Or I might just go live earlier on in the day tomorrow and just be playing the Mimikyu event, the shockingly good time event. So do let me know in the comments what you'd rather see, whether you'd rather just see us hunt down Mimikyus and play the shockingly good time event, whether you'd want to see a half and half between that and Chin Chow Spotlight Hour, or whether you just want to see a Chin Chow Spotlight Hour live stream. I'll leave it up to you guys. Let me know in the comments what you want to see tomorrow. You live in a much smaller town than I do. Yeah, I do. Right, okay, yeah. Yeah, you've got to do the photos, haven't you? The community ambassador photos. So yeah, that was a nightmare for me, the community ambassador photos. It was mainly, I couldn't get enough people out for raid hours to do the community ambassador photos. But raid days, when there were some really good raid days, like when Mega Heracross came round and stuff like that, we had some really good amount of people there, like 15, 20 people there. So therefore we could take the photos then. So it was a bit selective of when I took the photos. But I think raid days are probably one of the biggest events to be able to get a photo, especially if it's a legendary raid day or a mega raid day where people can't do it by themselves. I don't think this weekend you'll end up getting that many people out, because like I say, all people want to do very different things. But yeah, like a bigger raid day, you know, like the Primal Kyogre and Groudon raid days, they brought loads of people out in our community. And obviously like Mega Rayquaza raid day, that was a crazy raid day. So yeah, stuff like that where people desperately need loads of people to take it down. Also Gigantamaxes now, that might be a shout, because you need quite a few people to take down a Gigantamax. So that might be a good one for your community photos. That might bring more than 10 people out. Yeah, I'm good, thank you, Kenzie. Sorry for only just reading your message. So yeah, Spotlight Hour's finished now. We are now playing the surprisingly, or shockingly, should I say, the shockingly good time event, which is where we have had the surprise release of this little guy, Mimikyu. Mimikyu got released in the wild yesterday, and that's not a bad one, 3-star one. 14, 14, 12, that's not a bad way to start this next bit of a live stream. So yeah, Mimikyu got released yesterday, very, very surprisingly. We knew it was sort of coming because at the start of this event, or just before the start of this event, we saw quite a few rumours and reports that Mimikyu was going to be part of the Go Pass, the shockingly good time event Go Pass. And it was. It's available at rank 30 as an encounter and at rank 60. And then if you buy the ticket research, the deluxe pass of a Go Pass, then you can get another encounter at rank 60 and you can get a Mimikyu hoodie at rank 30, which is a really, really cool hoodie, by the way. At the moment, I haven't yet brought a ticket. I may do in the next few days, depending on how good the Mimikyus that I've encountered are, and depending on whether I think it's another chance of potentially getting a hundo. So I may end up buying a ticket later on this week. But at the moment, we're just working up through the ranks on the free side. We're not quite near the free Mimikyu encounter at level 30, at rank 30. We are around about rank 22, I believe, something like that today. Rank 21, and we've reached the limit for today. So it might be a couple of days yet until we be able to get that Mimikyu encounter. It may be tomorrow or on Saturday. But yeah, we're slowly working up through that Go Pass. But of course, that was just before the event that we realised Mimikyu was going to be in the Go Pass. A lot of people thought that was the only way we were going to encounter Mimikyu this event. And then on April Fool's Day, a lot of people didn't believe it, but on April Fool's Day, Mimikyu started appearing in the wild in Australia and New Zealand, which is the earliest time zone. A lot of information kept on coming out on the internet through Twitter and stuff like that, and a lot of people didn't believe it with it being April Fool's. A lot of people thought it was a joke, but it turned out to be real. It turned out that Mimikyu was released in the wild, and we are now catching it on Pokemon Go for the first time ever. So it is really cool that he's about. You can't get it shiny at the moment. We expect that shiny to be about probably later on this year, start of next. It may feature in the Go Tour, as Sarui mentioned in the comments before. So it may feature in next year's Go Tour. But for now, we've just got the normal Mimikyu, but we are hunting down a hundo, hopefully. It'd be really cool if we can get a hundo this time around, and then just focus on the shiny one the next time it's out, instead of having to try and find both the next time. I kind of want to go out for the Mimikyu, but I'm a lady. Yeah, so it depends on how much you like Mimikyu at the end of the day. If you really, really like Mimikyu, then definitely head out if you can. But it does seem like it's going to be about for the rest of this event. So you have got until Monday night at 8 PM local time to be able to head out for Mimikyu. Would rather had an April Fool's event. They usually do something crazy. Yeah, so we've had like Dittos appearing in the past before, haven't we? We've had like Zoroas being featured, stuff that disguises other Pokemon. We've had those sort of events in the past, and they've normally only lasted 4 one day. We've normally just had a one-day April Fool's event, whereas this one, we've not really had an April Fool's event, but we released Mimikyu in the wild on April Fool's. So I suppose we're still sort of keeping with a disguised theme, because Mimikyu does disguise itself as Pikachu. So perhaps that's the reason it got released on that day, is because they are keeping with the normal disguise theme that we keep doing on April Fool's Day. Dang, gift. Okay, I'll do a gift. Let's do a gift. John. There we go. Danzo! Hey, you got a shiny Rayquaza as your name, as your buddy. Awesome. So Rui is getting a gift. Alan, who also wants a gift. Wants to try and work up to do a remote trade, which is fair enough. So we'll send Kiki a gift as well. So yeah, we are going to be spinning these tasks down here. And also in the UK, I haven't yet mentioned yet, but in Europe, I don't know if Jonathan has got this event as well, where he is, but I think Surui will definitely have. We've also got the Excellent Adventure event, and the likes of Chansey is appearing more often in the wild. We've also got the likes of Bunnelby, which is appearing more often in the wild. Both of those have got shiny boost, but we've also got the chance of catching a Chansey and it dropping a lucky egg, which is pretty cool. Might be a really good way of getting lucky eggs during this event. Awesome. Yeah, I didn't know how far this event was extended out for, whether it was a whole of Europe or just for the UK or whatever, but yeah. Awesome. So yeah, in my experience at the moment, the drop rate for the lucky eggs on Chansey doesn't seem to be brilliant. I haven't yet received a lucky egg from a Chansey, but there is a chance, pardon the pun, there is a chance to get a lucky egg from a Chansey. But I haven't yet received one. Yeah, it's on now. So it started this morning at 10 AM local time, and it's basically clashes with this electric event, but it's on for the remainder of the event, so we sort of overlap. So you'll probably see electric Pokemon as well as Chansey and Bunnelby, all of which can be shiny, boosted. So it's not a bad event. I don't mind it, but I wished the drop rate for the lucky eggs was a bit better off Chansey, because at the moment I've been catching Chanseys all day since 10 AM this morning, and yeah, I've still got 4 lucky eggs. So I haven't received a single lucky egg so far from all the Chanseys I've been catching. So we're going to delete all these tasks, and the 2 tasks which you need to keep an eye out for, we were going to mention it before I remembered about that Chansey event, but the 2 tasks you need to keep an eye out for during this shockingly good time event, for a chance to be able to get Mimikyu or catch 3 Pikachu. That has a chance of being Mimikyu or a Pikachu. Of course, Pikachu is shiny boosted this event as well, so that's quite a good task if you are wanting a shiny Pikachu, but it's also a good task if you're wanting Mimikyu. And the other Mimikyu task, or potential Mimikyu task, is catch 5 different species of electric type Pokemon. That is the other task you're looking out for, and that can be either a Alolan Raichu or Mimikyu. So again, shiny boosted Alolan Raichu or normal non-shiny Mimikyu. So those are the 2 tasks which you can appear on. The rest of the tasks, the likes of a catch 8 electric types and stuff like that, and power up electric type so many times, All those reward the shiny boosted Pokemon which are appearing during this event in the wild, the likes of Pawmi, Chinchou, I think Magnemite is also in that as well. But yeah, that... What? I didn't spot that. I got a shiny Diglett! Way! There's me chatting on, not looking at my phone, looking at my surroundings as I'm chatting. Look down, there's a shiny Diglett. Let's go! Sup? Cool little shiny Diglett. And it's got an IV of a phallus. So that's nice. But anyway, shiny Diglett, awesome. I'll take that. I've not done too bad with shinies these last 24 hours, 48 hours. Been quite good with shinies. I will show off my shinies now from what I've got over the last 2 days. So shiny and age 0 to 1. We've got 12 shinies in the last 48 hours. So Skarmory, Seedot, Meowth, which we hatched from a 7-kilometer egg, Chinchou, Pineco, Flabebe, Regidrago from Raid Hour, Dedenne, Mr. Mime, which is a very cool one with it being a Europe exclusive, Pawmi, Mareep, and that Diglett. So yeah, not a bad last 48 hours really. Really, really good. I'll definitely take that. 12 shinies in 48 hours. And most of those aren't even shiny boosted. Most of them are full odds. Most of them are 1 in 512. So yeah, definitely take that. It was only a few days ago that I was moaning I haven't had a shiny for around about a week. And then next minute I end up getting 12 in 48 hours. So a little bit ridiculous, but we'll definitely take it. I'm not complaining. And we have more shiny boosted Pokemon out in the wild now with the likes of this European event with the Bunnelby and the Chansey being shiny boosted. Executor is also shiny boosted as well and out for that event. We've got 2 Mimikyus. 2 Mimikyu stood side by side here. I mean, look at that CP, it's just ridiculous. I don't know what a Mimikyu can max out at, but 1,885 just seems so high for a wild Pokemon. Glaring birds aren't that high, normally. Let's see what it maxes out at. Surprisingly, not much higher. 2,331 it maxes out at. That's for a rubbish one, so I'm guessing a hundo is around about 2,380 or something like that. So yeah, it doesn't max out that high, to be fair, but in the wild you can encounter it really, really high level. Now obviously most of these are weather boosted, so hence that increases the level by 5 levels or 10 power-ups, each power-up being half a level, of course. Let's spin that stop before we go too far and see what task that is. We have a huge Pawmi. And again, let's spin that one before we go too far. We have evolve a Pokemon, which we might as well do. We'll just evolve something rubbish. Now that's just reminding me as well, I also need to do my daily adventure incense today, so we'll stick that on now. Maybe we'll get some Mimikyus from that. Now I have also been using a normal incense during this event, and depending on what rank you've got on the Go Pass, you might be able to get double the amount of incense length. So during this event, you might be able to get 2 hours incense from using a normal incense, depending on your rank, and Mimikyu has been appearing off the incense. Not all the time, but it's a nice way to get some additional spawns of Mimikyu. So a normal incense, but again, you're probably best moving about, probably best putting it on when you are going to be moving about to make the most out of it. I think when you're not moving, the normal incense spawns a new spawn every 5 minutes or so. But when you are moving, it spawns one near enough every 40 seconds to a minute. So it definitely does make a big difference moving about. And the daily adventure incense, you definitely need to move about. That spawns 0 spawns when you sat still. You do have to be moving about. Hence why we called it the adventure incense. I don't know what's happening with this gym, but it's proper glitched out, that has. There's like 2 Pokemon on top of each other. I think one might have been the previous raid boss with that Mega Magnetic. Don't think anybody can put that on gyms. Not to my knowledge, anyway. Research on this for normal Pikachu is 402 and the other one is 954. Awesome, thanks so much for that. I thought Mimikyu was 952. I could be wrong. Perhaps it is 954 then. Thanks for letting me know that. And we have a Pikachu there, which is 384 CP. And can we add on this gym, or are we already on it? We're already on it. That's fine. Another high CP Mimikyu in the wild. $14.51 CP is a rubbish one, 2-star. So there is quite a few Pokemon in the wild this event which are boosted. So if you aren't heading out just for the Mimikyus, you might want to head out and try and get some of the boosted shinies this event, the likes of Dedenne, Chinchou, Mareep I think is another boosted shiny, Pawmi. So there is quite a few different boosted shinies this event. And of course, if you are in Europe, you might head out and try and get lucky eggs from a Chansey, as we mentioned before, or try and find yourself a shiny Chansey or Bunnelby, or Execute. So loads of different shiny boosted Pokemon in the wild during this event. But most of the shiny boosted Pokemon, unlike previous, before this season, where shiny boosted Pokemon in the wild were normally 1 in 64 odds, now they are 1 in 128 odds. They've doubled the odds for a shiny boost. So they are still quarter odds compared to the normal 1 in 512 odds. So we can't complain too much, but we aren't as much shiny boosted as what we were previously. So do bear that in mind. But yeah, definitely still a better way of getting them than not in the event, 100%. But yeah, it's just a shame that we're not shiny boosted to 1 in 64 instead of double that at 1 in 128. Chinchou. I have so many shiny Chinchous. I don't know if I deleted them, but I used to have loads of shiny Chinchous. Oh no, I've still got them. All 24. Oh no, that's counting Chimecho as well. Chinchou. There we go, 20. 20 shiny Chinchous. And no, it's not had a community day. Just 20 random shiny Chinchous. It's annoying. Not a bad CP for a Mimikyu, 1,919. That must be one of the highest you can have in the wild. It must be around about 2,000 CP is the highest you can encounter in the wild, because that 1,992 I got before was ridiculously high. I've not seen any above 2,000, so do let me know in the comments if you have seen any above the 2,000 CP. Yeah, so we are seemingly making the shinies rare. Yeah, we are seemingly making them rare. I mean, we've done a good thing by making everything shiny, like the evolutionary stuff, as we mentioned previously on lives. But the rest of the shinies tend to be either full odds or when we are boosted, we're not as boosted as what we normally were. So yeah, we definitely seem to be making shinies rare. And as I mentioned on my live stream last time, with the shiny boost only coming out for certain events now, I do fully expect in a couple of years' time, if not sooner than that, that they may start being shiny only boost for event ticket holders. A bit like we do for the Go Tour, the Go Fest and stuff like that, when if you buy the ticket, then you'll get the shiny boost. I can see them doing that per event, because normally we had those perma boosted shinies all the time, no matter what the event, all year round, the likes of Bronzor, Lickitung and stuff like that, Chansey. But now they've got rid of all them, made them full odds, and made the shiny boost only in events. I do fully expect that at some point, the shiny boost will only be available for event ticket holders. That's my theory. Nothing confirmed, of course, but that is just my theory of how they've done things over the last month or so, and potentially where it could end up. My theory is that it might just be for event ticket holders, the shiny boost, in a year's time or so. Just seems all a little bit suspicious for me, how they've done things. Dunsparce. Rubbish Dunsparce, but we'll evolve it, see if we can get the 3-stage form. And that should get that evolve a Pokemon task done, which it has just completed there. Two-stage Dunsparce, not the 3-stage. It's 1 in 100 chance of getting the 3-stage Dunsparce, the same as getting the family of 3 for Tandemaus, or Maushold, as its evolution is. But yeah, the Dunsparce 3-stage evolution is 1 in 100 odds. And nothing can dictate, there's no naming trick or anything like that. It's just literally evolving at random and hopefully getting one. We were lucky enough to get the shiny 3-stage and the normal 3-stage within the first few evolutions. Very, very lucky, in fact. So I have managed to get both of them. But I always evolve any Dunsparce that I catch just to try and get some more 3-stages that I can potentially trade to other people. Open gift, Trainer Joy. Okay, will do. Thanks very much for popping on as well. Impidimp, where did that come from? Where did I get an Impidimp from? I must have hatched an egg with Impidimp in. I don't know. I'm not too sure. It's a bit weird, that is. Trainer Joy. Oh, I've opened your gift. You've got a gift from me that you haven't opened. Trainer Joy, open my gift. Please. Thank you. Electric off the evolve a Pokemon task. Not a bad little encounter. Tiny Dorimocker. We will switch into normal Pokeballs now because the Great Balls are running out quickly. Defo subscription will be added soon for something. Yeah, I can definitely see a subscription added soon. I wouldn't mind if you add in a raid lover or egg lover like we do in person events, extra passes like thing. Yeah, so if you did like a raid, like a subscription service for people who like hatching eggs and people who like doing raids, then yeah, that would be a really cool thing. I'd definitely sign up to a raids one, I think. I'm not too bothered about hatching eggs. More than happy to just keep using a free incubator. But yeah, that would be a really cool thing if you did like a monthly subscription, but you pay so much a month and you get so many, even if it's just coins, you know, a bit like how Fortnite does it. I know I haven't played Fortnite for ages, but Fortnite has that Fortnite crew. and with that you get like the event ticket, the battle pass is it called, something like that. You get the event ticket for Fortnite, as well as getting like 1,000 V-Bucks, like their currency. So that'd be quite cool if you got like all the event tickets for a month, and you got like 1,000 coins. You know, that could be something we do. So that would be really cool if you did it like that. It sort of means that people can, there's not like, I think the thing with Pokemon GO is at the moment, there's so many little microtransactions to get more money out of people. So like, at the start of a month, if Pokemon GO requested 30 or 40 pounds off you, everybody would be like, no, I'm not spending that much on a game this month. No chance. But being like, there's an event every week, and each week they ask for £5 here, £5 there. Like Raid Day, for example, is another £5. Then you've got the event ticket. If you want the Mimikyu hoodie, that's a £5. So all of a sudden, you're spending £40 or £50 a month anyway on all the event tickets. So, you know, I think that catches a lot of people out, really, is like all the little microtransactions. People just sort of think, oh, it's only £5, but it's £5 every 3 or 4 days getting. Whereas I think a subscription service would sort of help a lot of people not spend as much money in the game, although that wouldn't be helpful for them who want to make more money. So yeah, it's a bit of a weird scenario. Depends what we're going to give you, effectively, in the subscription box. If you just give you raid passes and stuff, then I think people will buy that as well as all the event tickets that we want to buy. So that way we make even more money. But again, it's weird. I think at the moment with raid passes and stuff like that, I'm in a scenario where I keep saving me 3 coins every day, and then I'm trying to aim towards that raid box with the 99 raid passes in. I think it's around about 5,400 coins. So I am trying to aim towards getting that eventually. And then that will keep me going a bit for raid passes. And then like at raid hours and stuff, I tend to just use, depending if it's a really good Pokemon, I tend to just use my free raid passes and then the one I get for checking in. So I'll do about 3 or 4 raids at most. So I'm not ever losing too many raid passes. And I'll sort of carry the free one over from the day before as well. So like Tuesday's raid pass will be used on Wednesday's raid hour, if that makes sense. But yeah, it soon ends up taking loads of money off your game. Miss Blue is here. Hi Miss Blue, how are you? Yeah, bots might be a good thing for raid days and stuff like that. That might be a good inclusion for people who are in like remote areas who can't do it otherwise. But again, I think they'd rather those people in remote areas make friends with people elsewhere, and then they spend money on remote raid passes either way. They'd rather do that because they'd make more money off it. Tired. Tired, but okay. Awesome. Is that a Mimikyu I've just seen there? It is. Just got it. 1,835 CP. Again, another ridiculously high CP Mimikyu. Now, I don't think Mimikyu has got 2 different forms. It's got a battle-only form, and it's got the disguised form, its normal form. And I don't think you can actually use it in a battle yet, weirdly. Even though it's got that battle-only form, I can't see anyone that's used it in a battle. And you definitely can't put it in gyms at the moment. When you go to add on a gym, it's just deselects all the Mimikyu. A bit like legendaries and mythicals, it's just not available there to select. So whether they're doing something to that, I'm not too sure, but I thought Mimikyu was going at 7 PM. No, Mimikyus are about until, so yesterday evening, Mimikyu appeared on Spotlight Hour with Pikachu. That was 6 till 7. Today, Mimikyus have been appearing in the wild all day. and they'll be appearing until Monday at 8 PM local time. So they're appearing for the rest of this event, so I believe. They're appearing for the rest of this event, and I sort of keep getting drip fed a bit of information from the likes of people in Australia and New Zealand. When they are 12 hours ahead of us, they can sort of tell us if it's still appearing the next day before we get there. So I'm sort of getting drip feed information every day off them to make sure it's still spawning each day after midnight, and they keep saying it is. So I'm guessing from that it will keep appearing in the wild until Monday at 8 PM, and that's when this event will finish. After that, I don't know what the future holds for Mimikyu. It might appear very rarely, like the likes of Gibble and Axew and stuff like that, Dino, for example, or it might appear not at all until the next event it appears in. It might be only an event-only Pokemon. I don't know. I really don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how we handle it, really. I think the Mimikyu situation, I think we might end up seeing it just completely disappear, nearly. Might be very, very rare spawns, but we might just completely see it disappear, more or less, until around about Halloween event, and then it will come out in a Halloween event. I don't know, it seems a little bit weird at the moment what we're doing with it, because obviously all this was a bit of a surprise that it came out in the first place. Nobody preempted it. Everybody looked at this event a couple of weeks ago when the infographics and the information started coming out about this event and said it was a rubbish. It was a rubbish event, nothing really to look forward to. Yes, spotlight hours are coming back, but there's no shiny boosted for those spotlight hours. We've since found out there is a bit, for some of them at least. But that was it. There was nothing really to get excited about. And then all of a sudden, Mimikyu got released and everybody went crazy. So it's definitely made a rubbish event good with having Mimikyu. But whether they'll sort of harvest that energy, take Mimikyu away from us and then release it out at Halloween to make Halloween event more hyped and stuff like that, that's a possibility. Can't use it in raids or battles yet. No, don't think you can. Just like Honedge can't use a final form in raids. As if. I didn't know that. I didn't know you couldn't use Agi-Slash, is it? I didn't know you couldn't use a final form of him in raids. That's interesting. I wonder why that is. I wonder if that's because he's got, again, he's got two different forms, hasn't he? He's got like a shield form and then like an attack form sort of thing. So I wonder if that's because they haven't sorted that out, or whether it's going to be a case where they get the battle forms released in a certain event or something. I don't know. Again, seems a little bit weird. Oh right, okay, so like Morpeko you mean? So Morpeko you can't use in what's it? You can use them in PvP, can't you? Which I don't think you can use. Yeah, I think you can use Morpeko in PvP, but I don't think you can use Mimikyu in PvP as of yet. Yeah, he's like a little hamster one, isn't he? Yeah, PvP only. See, again, it's a little bit of a weird one, that one. Don't know why they made that the case. Yeah, so we haven't limited anything from being a buddy. I think anything on the game which has been released can be a buddy. So yes, Mimikyu, Morpeko, all the ones we've just been talking about which are limited off raids, they can actually be your... hey Paul, how are you? Thanks very much for joining. Mimikyu, that was Mimikyu I think, when you asked that question. Yeah, Mimikyu has been released in Pokemon GO. I think that's the one you were asking about. There we go. That little guy. We have a bit of lag, Dan. Okay, hopefully we can get past that in a minute. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get past that in a minute. If not, just bear with me. Oh no, it's 7:30 PM. This time. in the evening. But we will try and get past it. If it does experience a bit of lag, then just let me know. Why don't you catch that dragon up there? That's Lugia, that's my buddy. So yeah, that's Lugia. So you can have a buddy Pokemon which follows you about. So yeah, that's Lugia. He's my buddy. He's a Shundo with a background as well, which is a very rare thing in Pokemon Go. It's basically like the holy grail to get a Shundo. Yeah, it's my buddy Pokemon. So with your buddy Pokemon, I don't know if you can remember, but like Tamagotchi and stuff like that, you always had a buddy Pokemon which you had to look after, feed and stuff like that. It's a similar sort of thing to that, basically. So you've got to feed it, play with it, battle with it, stuff like that. And you end up earning like love arts with it, effectively. And then it eventually makes it a bit more powerful in battles and stuff like that. But only by a little bit. Just rubbers in my face. Yeah, so a Shundo with a background is very, very rare. Shundo in general is very rare. I've been playing Pokemon Go since 2016, and the amount of Shundos I've had, so basically the year it came out, and the amount of Shundos I've had in that time is 19. So not many in the 10 years I've been playing. Not many at all. So yeah, very, very rare to be able to get a Shundo. And then that little guy in particular, so Lugia, and when we sort it by CP, so that is a normal Lugia. And then you've got Shundo Lugia. So that's a shiny Lugia, which has a hundo on the appraisal. So it's maxed out, goes all the way up. And you end up with that red graphic on the appraisal system. And it's got that really cool background as well. So that like forestry background, which it keeps changing in the background there. So really, really cool and very rare. Clone Pokemon are the rarest. Is shiny Pikachu with Ash Hat rare? Yeah, so shiny Pichu. I know shiny Pichu with the hats are very, very rare, especially some of the early ones of N. The beanie winter hat Pichu is quite rare, but there's also like a cap Pichu, I think, as well. I think I've got a couple of them. Shiny and Pichu. But yeah, the clone Pokemon are quite rare as well. They haven't returned to the game since their first release, and we have managed to get at least one of each of them, but they weren't available shiny at the time. Let's just take that off. Yeah, so he's a little Pichu. We had one traded to us. We got one ourselves and then traded it with somebody else to get a lucky. We got a normal Pichu, and then we got a Pichu with a flower crown as well. That's quite a rare one. And that's a 98 shiny, which is awesome. So yeah, I always keep the shiny Pichus as Pichu, because obviously Pikachu is a lot more common than Pichu. It sort of loses its rarity, or some of its rarity, when you evolve it into Pikachu, because anybody can pick up a shiny Pikachu. But Pichu is eggs only, and especially when it has those costumes, it's event only, as well as being an eggs only, so it's very, very rare. Got Pikachu, but no Pichu. Red and white hat beanie Pikachu. Yeah, rare. Again, very, very rare. A lot of the Pikachus are rare because they only tend to come out for one event only. A lot of the costume Pikachus. We sometimes get a little bit of repeats, but the likes of the Mimikyu Pikachu, which got released a couple of years ago, that's not been out since. Whether we'll get it again is uncertain. But the chances of Pichu being recycled are a lot less than the likes of Pikachu, because Pikachu seems to be featured in most events with a costume, whereas Pichu only happens to feature in very, very few events. So yeah, costume shiny Pichu, I would say, is much rarer than costume shiny Pikachu. But it's a bit like the clones as well. When the clones released, I must have got loads of the clones, but I only kept my best ones. I deleted all the rest, not realising that they'd never appear again. So if I knew that at the time, I would have saved loads of the clones, but because I always thought they were going to be about again, like the next year or whatever. And a lot of other people did. A lot of other people thought they would be recycled and appear again, a bit like the Shadow or the Armoured Mewtwo, should I say. But again, never appeared again. So nobody sort of hung on to many of them, in fairness, which was a little bit annoying. But strong rumours indicate that Armoured Mewtwo might be returning for Go Fest this year, which would be extremely interesting if that is the case. But again, we'll have to wait and see. John is back. Shadow Armoured Mewtwo. No, I'd missed. I messed up when I was saying that. No, just normal Armoured Mewtwo. You can't get Shadow Armoured Mewtwo. But no, Armoured Mewtwo is rumoured to be back this year, and it's rumoured to have its shiny release this year. But again, it's only rumours at the moment. Nothing is confirmed. Nothing's been found in the game code. Nothing's been data mined. There's no trace of it as of yet. But they can always add it in. So watch your space. If it doesn't get released this year again, if Armoured Mewtwo doesn't come back this year, I wouldn't expect it back anytime. It's a 10-year anniversary. If they're going to bring it back, they're going to bring it back this year. If you don't bring it back this year, what are we waiting for? This is the best time for it to be brought back, surely. And again, I think that's probably a reason why Mimikyu's been released during this year as well, because it is a 10-year anniversary, it's a fan favourite, and people have been crying out for it for ages. So again, it's another reason why that's probably been brought out this time, even though it was a massive surprise. And some argue not the right event for it. Still, it's nice to see it rather than not. But yeah, perhaps a Halloween event would have been best suited for Mimikyu. I also need to do a snapshot at some point. That's that other task I was on about, by the way, as well. The one that can give you a Alolan Raichu as well as Mimikyu. Catch 5 different species of electric Pokemon. That is the other task that Mimikyu can be on, so we're going to keep that one and delete the rest. But yeah, now Mimikyu is on the game. I was also wanting to do a snapshot, and I'm definitely going to have to try and do this when I'm off work these next couple of days. Gengar and Mimikyu always feature on a tag team card in the TCG series. So Gengar and Mimikyu have appeared on a few tag team cards. I think around about 3 tag team cards in total. All from the same set, from the tag team upset that got released in around 2016, something like that, around about 10 years ago. So yeah, that set could have been 2014. So yeah, that set was amazing. It was really, really cool cards. And like I say, Gengar always teamed up with Mimikyu. So if I got a snapshot, now Mimikyu is on Pokemon Go, I can hopefully recreate some of the TCG cards where Gengar and Mimikyu are together. That would be super, super cool. Catch 5 different species of electric type. We are nailing this at the moment. John says they waited for a 20-year anniversary. Could be for the Armoured Mewtwo. Yeah, it also fits perfectly in April 1st. As we mentioned before, they've always had a disguise theme in April 1st. If you think about previous April 1st events, we've had the likes of Ditto, Shiny Ditto, Zorua, Hisuian Zorua, Shiny Zorua. All those have been released around April Fool's time because they impersonate other Pokemon or your buddy. Pikachu or Mimikyu falls in that category as well because it is impersonating Pikachu. It's trying to be loved by people, so therefore it tries to impersonate the Pokemon which the franchise is based on. So, you know, it does fall into that sort of imposter, you know, disguised Pokemon April Fool's event. So yeah, it does fit. It does fit. Clones of Armored Mewtwo was part of a film. Unless they remake that film, would make me seen a... Yeah, so we were a part of that Mewtwo Strikes Back, weren't we, I think. Hence, that's why we got released first time around, is because we had a reboot of that film. But that's the first time that we got released on the game, because we had a reboot of the Mewtwo Strikes Back film. But yeah, we've got a couple of minutes left of the live stream this evening. We will be finishing it in a little bit. But again, just a final reminder, we are going to be live again tomorrow. If people want me to go live similar tonight at the same time, so that we do half a spotlight hour and then half an hour, 45 minutes of the Mimikyu event, then we can do that. If people want me to do none of a spotlight hour and go live earlier in the day, then I can do that. So just let me know which one is best for you, and I will sort of work around that. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you'd prefer. Whether this time suits, then that's fine. We can do exactly the same tomorrow, and we can do half a spotlight hour and half of a Mimikyu event. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you'd prefer to see tomorrow on the live stream. And again, we'll probably do the same, maybe the same on Saturday, or maybe it might have to be Sunday. We might not do one on Saturday. So yeah, let me know what sort of time works best for people in the comments down below for tomorrow's live stream. But we'll just pick up these tasks around here. We've got power up electric type 5 times, which is a rubbish task. We've got it twice now, so we're going to delete that. We'll get the Bunnelby, and we'll also do the Woobat Dynamax battle here. And why not? We might as well do our normal featured Dynamax of Woobat v Woobat. We normally try and take down these Dynamaxes using the Pokemon, which it is. So let's try that now. Let's do Woobat v Woobat. I think the thing with Armored Mewtwo is that people not so much want the return of normal Armored Mewtwo, they want the shiny return more than anything. Obviously we've had Armored Mewtwo out, but we've never had shiny Armored Mewtwo. So I think a lot of people would want that. The chance to get it shiny on the next time out. I think once that happens, it might never return again. I think once we've had the shiny Armored Mewtwo release, it might never return again. But again, it would be really cool. But it would also be very interesting, and I was thinking about this the other day, when we released Armored Mewtwo, it makes Mewtwo's attack weaker. So it's lower attack and it's stronger defense. The costume actually has a use, unlike every other costume Pokemon in the game, where the costume has no use except for the other clones, which do have additional in attack. I think we have 5 or 10% extra in attack stat. The clones do. But every other costume Pokemon in the game, the costume does nothing to add to the stats. It is just a costume. There's no additional features. So it does make me wonder what they'll do when the Mega Mewtwo comes out. Whether it will be a case you can't Mega Evolve the Armored Mewtwo. Because normally what happens if Pokemon can Mega Evolve, so let's say a Dragonite with a bow, that can now Mega Evolve, it just loses its costume for the duration that it's Mega Evolved. We just don't see a Mega costume Dragonite, we just see a normal Mega Dragonite. So yeah, it would be interesting to see what they do with Mewtwo, whether you can Mega Evolve it or not. I suppose the answer's already there, I suppose, because can you Mega Evolve a clone Pokemon? Like the likes of Blastoise and stuff. Let's have a quick look, see what we can do. So let's scroll down here at Blastoise, and we should have one that looks like it's got battle paint on it. Where is he? There he is. So yeah, straight away we look like we've answered our own question about it. We cannot Mega Evolve this. It is non-Mega Evolve. That one you can Mega Evolve, this one you can't. That one you can, this one you can't. So yeah, it looks like you can't Mega Evolve a clone Pokemon. That also means you won't be able to evolve Mega Evolve Mewtwo. Yeah, so you can Mega Evolve costumes, but normally the costumes don't have any factor on the stats. But the likes of Armored Mewtwo and the clones get more powerful. For argument's sake, a normal Blastoise against a clone Blastoise, the clone Blastoise will win. But Armored Mewtwo against normal Mewtwo, the normal Mewtwo would win because Armored Mewtwo has a weaker attack, although a higher defense. Might be a lot closer than I think. But yeah, I think the costumes that have a direct link to the stats and make it better or worse in each stat, I don't think you can Mega Evolve them. Like that Blastoise we've just seen, Charizard I'm guessing will be the same as well. So for example, let's scroll down here. We've got a Charizard clone and we've got a Charizard costume. So for example, Charizard costume we can Mega Evolve. It gives us the option there. Whereas a Charizard clone, if we scroll up a little bit, we should be able to find a clone. Again, it looks like it's got a few bits of battle paint on it. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Where is the clone Charizard? He's here somewhere. There he is. So yeah, he's got his markings on him. Looks super cool. But again, we can't Mega Evolve him. So it looks like the costumes as such that affect the stats can't Mega Evolve. It's only the ones that don't affect the stats can Mega Evolve. And like you say, it just loses a costume. Got a few 98% costume Pikachus for the Mega. Awesome. 98% shiny Pikachu. That is awesome. If you can, as long as you can evolve that costume, there's only certain Pikachu costumes you can evolve. You can't evolve every Pikachu costume, annoyingly. So yeah, you can only get so many costume Raichus, a bit like you can only get so many costume Pichus. There's a lot more Pikachu costumes that you can get than both of them. It might just go back to the same stat as a normal one. It might just go back to the same stat as a normal one. We might be able to Mega Evolve a Mewtwo when it comes out. We'll have to wait and see. But going off of clones, we can't Mega Evolve them, so I'm guessing you won't be able to Mega Evolve the Mewtwo. There was a Mewtwo Best Friends a while. They tested on all 4 of them. Right, okay. That's interesting. Right, so we have now done that that Dynamax. And if I walk any further up, I'm probably going to be in an area where we start losing the mobile data. So I'm probably going to be finishing the live stream around about there, guys. So I do appreciate everybody who's tuned in. And again, if you are new watching the live stream, maybe you're watching the live stream after it's been streamed live, maybe you watch it as a normal video, then thanks so much for watching. Please hit that subscribe button, turn that notification bell on, and press like on the video. And also, if you are liking the content, make sure to go check out all the other content on my channel, and also share the videos amongst your friends and family. If they're into Pokemon, then spread the word. Let's make the community on here a little bit bigger. That'll be awesome. Don't forget as well, we've also got a Discord group, we've got a TikTok as well, and I've also just started up an Instagram, but mainly just showing off the Pokemon cards I've got on Instagram. So you can also head over there and check that out. Danzo Biggins on most of those platforms. Danzo Biggins 50, I think, on Instagram. So make sure to go check me out on there. But thanks so much for everybody tuning in tonight. It's been a decent spotlight hour. We didn't get any shinies tonight, except for Diglett, which was a surprising shiny. But let's see if we manage to get any hundos. We didn't, unfortunately. But hopefully we can get something tomorrow when we go live. And again, make sure to let me know in Discord when you'd want to see me go live. For those that are in Discord, make sure to let me know on the channels there what sort of time you want to see me go live tomorrow. But thanks very much for joining tonight. Hope you have a good evening, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.